So I've just arrived at Ruth's house and I'm really looking forward to giving this a go. For me, foggy mornings is like more of a feeling, a vibe. It's cozy, no matter what time of year it is. It's just being in someone's kitchen and understanding like what that means to them. The coziness of a kitchen, not so much like what it looks like what happens in that kitchen. What do you eat? What do you drink? And using Ruth today is a little bit of a test for this new format. She's either the perfect guest or the worst guest I could have got. Perfect because I could be super chilled, she's a friend, but the worst guest because I feel like we're just not going to take this seriously at all. So let's go in and go and see Ruth in her kitchen and have a little chat. Since you've done your kitchen, I've been here once before.
Yeah.
And it's so gorgeous, and today's such like a sunny, bright, lovely day, and it's so nice in here. So thanks for having me.
It's quite echoey, isn't it, for filming? I've never had to film in here before.
You haven't done like a proper internet reveal yet of your kitchen?
Not done any reveal. Do you know what? I can't find the... You know, you need that enthusiasm to do a reveal.
Like a big before and after.
Knowing that something is so exciting to people that they absolutely cannot miss it. I can't do that.
Fair enough. Do just like a soft launch.
This will be it.
This is it. But wait, before we get on to more kitchen stuff.
Yes.
I really need a cup of tea because I haven't had one yet today. Because I know Ruth. I know she doesn't drink hot drinks.
I don't. Never had a tea or coffee in my life.
Well, you never even tried a tea?
No.
Well, then how can you say you don't like it?
I've sipped one and gone, that's just not floating my boat.
I wish I should have bought all the right things to make you my perfect cup of tea for you to try.
Got all the stuff in.
No, you don't.
Water, tea bag, milk.
What milk do you have?
Whole fat stuff.
Wrong. Are you going to make one for yourself as well?
No.
Oh, for Georgia.
Hello. Please treat your stuff a little bit.
Oh my God, don't. Georgia, you can have your tea.
Do you have sugar?
No, thanks.
Sugar?
No, thanks.
Okay. Hot tap.
Hot tap.
Wanky flick of the wrist here.
Hot taps are just...
Do you like your hot tap?
I would say it's like one of the best things I did in my kitchen. But you don't even drink hot drinks, so...
So that's... I think it's rubbish. Because the only thing I use it for is to fill up a pan with water for rice or for pasta.
Yes.
But with a kettle, that's fine carrying it to a cooker. Carrying a massive pan of water across the kitchen, not keen.
I think if you like hot drinks...
Have you got the same tap?
No, I've got a zip water tap.
What's
I
that
find
one?
Is that a cooker?
Yeah.
I think they're a bit splattery.
It is a bit splattery, but I like the shape is pleasing, the aesthetic is pleasing. I have been told that I am an excellent tea maker.
For someone that doesn't drink tea.
For someone that has never once drunk a tea.
Okay, talk me through it.
Right, so I'm leaving that to steep for a little while, and then I get my spoon. Then now I feel nervous.
I get really nervous when people come over and they ask for coffee. Now I've got like a little coffee machine, it's a bit easier.
Oh yeah, I haven't got a
when
clue
I
how to do
didn't,
coffee.
I just find it really stressful when I need to make like lots of teas and coffees for people.
Also, we've got the loudest coffee machine known to man. When you turn it on, it goes and we all stop and do a dance. It doesn't kick in for a while, so you've got to just do what you're doing.
Okay. Oh my God. I wouldn't put up with that.
Still going. Takes up quite a lot of my morning, actually. If anyone comes round and they have hot drinks, it's Rich's territory because he drinks a hot drink. It's like, why am I going to go make loads of drinks? Well, I don't even have one.
So far, this is looking good. I'm all about leaving the tea bag in,
yeah, but look, I've
squeezing it out a lot.
Squeezed it a lot.
So the tea is strong.
Now, how much milk do you like? Right, hold on. Now, I'm saying that's perfect.
I think that's a really good colour.
On.
I think some people would say that's too weak, but for me, it's perfect.
No, it's
Georgia,
not.
is that perfect for you?
Yeah.
I'd say any more than that, and you've got a builder's tea. Do you know who will watch this and go, filth?
Caroline.
Yes. Oh my God, it's in Caroline's mug.
That is funny. Kids can like hang out here.
Well,
while
this
you're
is
in
where
the
they
kitchen.
do, every night they do a disco on that rug. So they've always done this as well. This isn't something we've trained into them, but they've always wanted to do it. And so they put music on the Alexa. So they've always just had this thing that they've done. And that's why there's no coffee table there or anything, just because we couldn't put something there to block their dance floor.
That's what I love though. You're not going to look back at this house when you're, actually you'll be here when you're old and grey.
I'm never moving.
You will never move. You're not going to look back. They're not going to look back and go, oh, do you remember that really nice coffee table we had? They're going to be like, do you remember the discos we used to have every night in the kitchen? Okay, kitchen renovation-wise, it's quite new. It's only 2 years old.
Yeah.
Still fresh.
Still very fresh. I'm really into this whole architectural or sort of design principle where you use light and shade.
Yeah.
And so sometimes it's really nice to have that contrast between a really dark area where you go out into the light, right?
Yeah.
So what's the point in trying to make it light in that section? Because it is so much darker than this section anyway. So you just
lean into it.
Lean
like
into
the
it
dark
and go dark.
wood. And what's the worktop?
That is decked on. It's man-made, but I think it's got stone in it. But you can, when you look at the videos, they've got blow torches and sledgehammers and they're putting down scorching pieces of metal on it and it just doesn't mark. Yet we still use a pot stand. I mean, we're so careful with it, it's ridiculous. We're just like, don't mark the surface! Are
you happy that you have your hob on the island, technically an island? Because I know because some people don't want that because they're worried it's just going to get really messy.
Well, no, because it comes up and that's the splashback as well.
Okay, I need to see this.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's clean, so it's going to be really embarrassing if it's splattered from yesterday.
Rising splashback. I always call it backsplash by mistake.
And so...
Wait.
Oh, it's not clean, so excuse this.
That is very cool.
That's the only thing with it. You do have to
Does the extractor fan actually work?
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah.
That's really clever. I want to do a little walking tour of Ruth's kitchen space because we've been talking about it and you guys haven't really seen it properly. Come on, you've got to come with me. Oh. Let me turn this around. So this is the kitchen space.
This is a super island.
This is mega.
I know.
Mega.
And people are really snobby about, style-wise, about super islands. However, there was nothing else to put in this space. It would have been just this massive open space. We were going to have some armchairs and stuff, but what's the point in that? Every time people come round, the instant they come in, they sit at these chairs.
Yeah,
it's been the best thing ever.
They're very approachable. They look very comfortable.
Yeah.
Also, I absolutely love this detail. It's just like cozy and homely and warms it up. Let's go over to one of my favourite parts of this space, which is...
Is it Superman? Is it?
Can I show on camera? Okay, look, so...
Yeah, do you want me to turn it on?
You see this? Oh, is it not on?
No.
What do you mean? Oh. It still works. Oh, okay. So it just has a light. Superman.
X-ray of Superman.
I was going to say skeleton. X-ray Superman. How cool is it? As you walk past, it changes. I love it.
It's good, isn't it?
Do
you know what it's
so
called?
good.
Do you know what the actual name for one of those is?
No.
It's called a lenticular.
Oh.
And it's made up of tiny, sort of, I think, prism-shaped images. So it's got one image on one side, basically, and another image on the other.
Where do you find these things?
Andrew Martin. Every time Rich laughs at me, all he can hear... I've got to tell you about the bird clock.
What is that?
It's 1 o'clock. Is it 1 o'clock?
Yeah.
I can tell from which bird it is.
What is she talking about?
This clock came with the house. The guy forgot to take it with him, and then for every hour there's a different bird.
Oh my gosh, that is...
I wouldn't have
known. Yeah, that's the sort of thing you would buy.
So at 6, I know the owl goes, and I know it's 6 o'clock.
Oh my God, I love that. Why
And
did he not take it with him?
I don't know, I think he forgot it.
I
But it's so funny,
watching.
when we first moved here, the morning that we moved in, Rich was dealing with all the removals people at the old house, and he called at lunchtime and went, "Oh, how is it? Like, how does it feel being in?" I said, "It's amazing. Every so often you hear these birds just so clearly, it's as though they're in the house." It took me a couple of days to realise it was the bird clock. Before that was here, it was just this big, long, expansive wall, which I hated. And what are you supposed to do in the middle? You can't put another picture because it's like a gallery.
Yeah, this is so clever.
So, and I had loads, I've just got loads of books, as you can see. So.
Should we pick out like a fave for the bookworms out there?
Oh my goodness. Do you want one non-fiction, one fiction?
Go for it.
If anybody has not read this, easy reading. It's about a junior doctor who's now not a junior doctor. I think he's a comedian now, isn't he?
Adam Kay.
Yeah, and was he a gynae? Or he was...
That was one of the departments that he did. Yeah.
And I've read this 3 times. It's so funny, isn't it?
I need to read it again because I actually think I did the audiobook and I'd like to read it.
What did I pick out? Girl, Woman, Other is amazing. That's really good, but that's not a kind of light-hearted read.
Next to the bookshelf is another wonderful part of this kitchen. This is one of my favourite things ever, and I loved when you were sharing the process on Instagram, because Ruth's husband Rich took this photo. Had he already taken it, or did he take it for the purpose of this?
I said, so he's a portrait photographer, so normally he takes pictures of people.
Not cows.
Not cows. Cows are probably easier. I said, God, it was about 8 years ago. I said to him, I really want a picture of a Highland cow, you know, with the horns, really looking at the camera, and sort of a portrait. It was for the old house, actually. And when we were in the Lake District, he just stopped the car. He said, they're good cows. And was leaning over this barbed wire fence with his cantilevered with his huge camera. And yeah, and the kids were babies and they were in the car going, what's Daddy doing? He's going to get killed by a cow.
What I love about you guys is you're both so creative. I think that's quite unusual. I don't know, with me and Rich, am I Rich? This is very confusing. We both married to people, someone called Rich. I'm creative, he's not.
It's such a rare name. What are the chances?
But I love that because you're both so wacky and creative, you'll be like, I really want a picture of a cow. And he'll be like, I found the perfect cow. And it's like, it turns into this whole thing where you entertain it for each other. Whereas I will constantly have ideas of things and then they don't get executed because unless you've got that other person pushing it forward. And it's amazing and it looks so
the same with
nice.
work though, and I'll say, I want to do this advert for Sky or something, and I want to be, I don't know, a wasp. Yeah. And he'll go, oh, what you need is
I know, I love it, I love
and he never once has gone, what? Seriously? I mean, we've done so many crazy things, so...
I love that about Rich, though. He's always up for, like, getting into
Nothing
things.
phases him, really. The thing with this house is, because nearly every room has a wall that's glass, basically, and it's all surrounded by green, that becomes your colour palette.
Yes.
Because you can't... If it was sea out there, then you'd be working with blues and greys and whatever, right? But everywhere you look from every side of the house, even if you go that way and you look out that window, it's all sort of mauvey greens and sort of neutral colours and the colours of the stone.
Well, not everyone would think to do that. You don't have to, but the fact that you've basically taken your colour palette inspiration from outside, which means that this whole space feels really just like, it all just merges and blends. And it's
we both quite like as well, though, sort of modernist, mid-century, and that sort of decides your colour palette as well. I mean, we've always used those sorts of colours. Even if you remember, when you've come to my house 12 years ago when we were outside of London, it was probably similar colour palettes and similar materials.
What would your snack of choice be? If you came down to the kitchen, you're like feeling a bit peckish.
Cheese on biscuits. Every time. That's what I have for my lunch, but I just increase the amount of cheese on biscuits. Yes.
I'm not very good at like stocking cheese. Like we just literally will have like cheddar for the kids, but I don't have like nice cheeses in the fridge.
Well, Rich wouldn't. He doesn't like cheese at all. Oh. But I am full on cheese.
Are you?
Yes. It's become a thing. It's become a problem in the last couple of years.
What's your all-time fave cheese?
Blue Stilton.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's like the one that most people don't like.
I know. I used to hate stuff like that.
Yeah.
That spread on a... Oh, my God. Spread on a thing. Maybe a little bit of pear.
Ooh.
God, but chutneys. Got all types of chutneys.
Yeah, I'm big into chutneys. I did bring a snack for us to try together that I've never tried. I thought looked interesting. The Dodoni.
Right, yeah.
Heavenly cheese thins. How weird, I didn't know you were doing cheese.
Nice.
There's a theme here. They're halloumi thins. So they're made from halloumi, but they're caramelised onion flavour.
Okay, let's do it.
Very on, like, what's your snack of choice today? Cheese?
Yeah.
You said you did a cheese board.
I'm going to put them on, we could put those on the cheese board.
Should we do it? Shall I wait?
No, I want to try one now.
Okay.
Now I'm really hungry.
Okay.
You are terrible at opening packets.
Yeah, I really just absolutely butchered that. Are you into halloumi?
Not really, it's quite squeaky, isn't it? But as a crisp form,
it's squeaky, but it's nice and salty.
Yeah, I do like the saltiness. Mmm. Couldn't get it on the first hit.
Not that strong a flavour.
It's quite bland.
Quite bland. I'd want to like dip it in a chilli sauce.
Yeah.
Or like a pickle.
Yeah. 6 out of 10?
Yeah, same. Okay, this is my heaven.
Have you tried trackle mints before?
Don't think so.
I didn't even know, but I think they're quite local to here.
Oh my God, that smells like homemade soup.
Does it?
Oh, that's so good.
This one's the best one, the red chilli. Although,
I
also love the fig with the soft blue cheese is amazing.
I'm excited to try this though, because I definitely used to say I didn't like blue cheese, and I think my
it's
taste
what you
buds
have
have
it
changed.
with. Oh, for God's sake.
Do you, I feel like a cheese board is like quite a hosty thing. Are you like...
Well, I'm only doing this because you're here. If I was on my own, I use one of my very old crappy, they're not crappy, but I mean, these have lasted about 20 years. I use one of these, I'll have a chunk of cheese on it, an apple, a sharp knife, a pile of crackers, and I'll just take the whole jar of chutney with me.
Yeah.
And so that's what I sit and have. And I feel like this, but I can't do that to you and just give you a plastic board.
This is great. I feel like you'd be a good person at hosting. Like, do you like having people around for dinner?
I do, yeah. I really like having them here, but then I get annoyed that I can't also be with them and I'm sort of preparing.
Yeah, but that's why this kitchen works, because if they're sitting there, you can still join in the chat.
Do you know what we tend to do? We tend to do one massive pot of something like a chili con carne. Anything that will go with rice
like
and bread.
Oh, right, yeah.
That you can just dump in the middle of the table, and all the sides that go with it you can make in advance.
Yes.
And then really, you don't have to do too much when they get here. Should we have a third cheese, or is that just being Gruyere?
I don't know,
This is Rich's idea of exciting cheeses. I just don't think you could get less exciting than Gruyere.
Let's not have it then.
Let me come round to where Georgia is, and I want to open my amazing drawer, right? So I've got one drawer that's full of kids plastic crap. This is another thing. I mean, they should be on pottery by now at their age. But I just can't be bothered with the thought of, oh God, they're going to drop it. Can we just get an overview shot of this drawer coming out? Because so even Rich gets himself a plastic picnic plate, whereas I go into this drawer and I'll take myself some of my Burley pottery.
Absolutely.
Right, little tiny plates. What do you think? Cheese plates? Mm-hmm. Should we eat over here? Where do you want to eat?
Yeah, we can eat over there.
Oh, listen, that's it turning off.
The coffee machine?
Yeah. Could it make any more? It's just obsessed with itself.
I feel very hostessy right now. Bringing my cheese board over. Do you know what I find a bit stressful about a cheese board? Because often there'll be like a hard cheese with a cracker, and I just don't understand how to do that without breaking the cracker.
Yeah, no, you can't.
I don't think I got very good cheese board etiquette. Can you go first?
Also, I don't really understand which of these knives is supposed to be for soft cheese. I reckon it's that one.
No, I would say that's like a ch-ch-ch.
Would you?
And that's more of like a
Well, everyone can correct us.
Yeah.
I normally use this for soft.
Okay, so I want to know what I'm going to copy what you're doing.
Here's my combo of the moment. Okay. Oh, that's not enough cheese on that biscuit. This cheese is quite hard to... and these crackers are really annoying to eat with cheese as well. It's just going to go all over the place. You just have to resign yourself.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like I'm under pressure now to sort of get this done neatly.
It's all right. It's not like a cheese YouTube channel.
And then my one of choice at the moment is sticky fig relish.
Nice. I do also feel like there's a way to cut cheese, and often I feel like I'm cutting it wrong and I'm ruining the cheese.
I just feel like most adult things in life I do wrong.
Same.
And I feel like nobody sort of prepared me for adulthood in a way.
Yeah.
A lot of things other people do quite naturally. I just think, when did you learn to do that?
Same. Like, how are we parents? Who let us do that? I have a final question to end this video on. If you could go into anyone's kitchen, dead or alive, and like basically do what we've done, have a chat, they can make you some food, who would it be?
Larry David.
I knew you were going to say that.
He's my number one person, dead or alive, in all of history, just in the world, that I would do for anything. For number one person at a dinner party, number one person to sit on a flight with. I just think there's just something I find fascinating about him.
What do you think he would make you?
I just don't think he would have brought something in, wouldn't he?
Chicken soup?
No, I think he'd go, let's go out. I mean, he never eats in. He goes out, doesn't he?
Oh, right. So he would just...
I think he'd take me out, which would be fine.
Thanks for helping me film this. And I hope it comes out all right and we end up doing more. But if not, it's been great.
That's a really good positive note to end on. I hope it turns out.
You might never see this. No,
oh my God, we've got to use it.
Absolutely. Guys, I just wanted to outro the video. Also, when I filmed that with Ruth, I hadn't yet read her book. I got an early copy, but it is actually out now. Her book is How
Not to Be a Supermodel, and I read this on holiday and I loved it. It is a non-fiction, but you don't need to know Ruth to read it. It's about her career as a model and all the hilarious stories and anecdotes, and honestly, it's so readable. I loved it. There is one story in particular about a red fur coat that will have you howling. Honestly, the situations this girl got herself in, so funny. I loved reading it. I'm absolutely going to read it again and listen to the audiobook. So I just wanted to add that on because I wasn't really able to ask her much about the book because I hadn't read it yet. But it's brilliant. It needs to be a TV show, honestly. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching the first Foggy Mornings. As I said, so many things we learnt from it, but it was our first go, first little test. And yeah, let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and please do like the video and share it if you liked it. Thanks, bye.